Thomas, it's up for grabs now! Thomas!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Arsenal Lounge. We've got another special episode with the main man himself, Fabrizio. Thank you very much for giving us your time, man. I know it's very busy time for you with everything that's been happening, Messi, this, that. So how are you doing? You good?
I'm fine. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here together talking Arsenal. Thank you.
Lev, how are you doing, my son? You all right?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, like for 100 different reasons, and I've got Fabrizio on here for some therapy. I'm hoping, but I'm not. Anyway, let's just go. Let's just get on with it.
Let's get into it. Fabrizio, normally we have a list of players we go through and this and that because I know your time is very limited. I thought we'd do something else. So we played over the weekend, as you know, and we lost. Right? There is a lot of talk about what happened with Aubameyang and Lacazette. Because it sounds very strange that now both of them, they're sick, they're not available, they're not going to be available against Chelsea. There's a lot of talk that the players have fallen out with Arteta. They're complaining about his training. Do you know anything about that? Or are they actually sick? Or
I'm told that they are sick. I will keep an eye on Lacazette more than Aubameyang talking about transfers because there is the chance that Lacazette will be leaving Arsenal in the next days. And so let's see what happens. Because if they want to sign a new striker, they need to sell a striker. This is something that we always say, and they still confirmed. And that's why Arsenal didn't sign Tammy Abraham because they had no chance to sell Lacazette in some days. But talking about pitch, I'm told that they are both sick. Then we will see. But this is what I'm told.
Do you buy that?
And I told you what I know. That's it. I'm not in the dressing room, so I don't know.
Okay, because it does to us fans. It sounds very strange. Pictures during the week, guys training, and then all of a sudden they're sick. They're not available.
I'm curious to see what happens with Lacazette in particular, to be honest with you, because they were trying to find a solution in the last few days because they wanted Tammy Abraham. They really wanted him. They were trying to stay in contact with his agent, with the player, but Roma have been faster because they sold Dzeko to Inter, and so they had the chance to sign the player. Arsenal were trying to find a solution with Lacazette, maybe Lacazette to Roma and Tammy Abraham to Arsenal, but Roma wanted Tammy Abraham, and that's why it was not possible.
Yeah, if there was a situation that Aubameyang was to become available, right? From what you know, is there any club out there? Because we've seen a lot of things with Coutinho and Aubameyang, Barcelona. Is there anybody out there who would potentially be interested in Aubameyang, or because of his salaries and that nothing is happening?
His salary is a big problem. I was asking in the past few days about potential Inter opportunity because Inter always appreciated Aubameyang and they are looking for a striker because they sold Lukaku, they signed Dzeko, but they want another one. And I was asking about Inter, and the answer was about the salary. With this salary, it's impossible to go through on Aubameyang to Italian clubs. Let's see for Barcelona, but Barcelona are trying to get rid of players with high salary, and so I don't see them signing a player with a salary around 10 million euro net per season. So it's really difficult to go on this position.
Okay, Lev, on Aubameyang and Lacazette, do you want to ask anything?
Well, firstly, I don't buy the story. It's not your fault, Fabrizio. I think there's something fundamentally not right. I mean, there's mutterings of players not really seeing eye to eye with Arteta and Edu. Do you hear anything with regards to, maybe the dressing room being lost, players not buying into him? Because it's very strange how Aubameyang and Lacazette both out at the same time. Aubameyang's form has dropped dramatically. The players don't seem to be playing for him. And the Edu and his performances with bringing people in. I mean, Tammy Abrahams was a boyhood Arsenal fan, Thierry Henry fan, and yet we still haven't signed him. We have to wait for somebody to come out. So are you hearing anything going on in the background with regards to players not really seeing eye to eye with Arteta at the moment?
I think it's not an easy situation, to be honest, because Arsenal have a lot of players and it's not really easy in this market to get rid of players. I still remember they decided to change, for example, with Hector Bellerin since months and months, and he's still at the club. So it's not easy to find a solution with many players, also in attacking position. Nketiah still not decided what they want to do. And Balogun, he was playing, he extended the contract, but as you say, they have Aubameyang and Lacazette in the team. So it's a confused situation. From what I'm told in the dressing room, I'm not told that there are big problems in the dressing room, but it's more a problem about too many players in the same position, in particular in an attacking position now, and they wanted to bring in a new one like Tammy Abraham, but they can't because they have too many players in this position. So, I think the real difficult part of this transfer market is about selling players. This is what is really difficult, and Chelsea have been really good in this in the last window. But from other clubs, it's becoming something difficult. Look also at Manchester United, they are not selling players. And same from Arsenal, as we say, they are trying, but it's not easy. So it's something that this week has to be clarified for Arsenal, because it could become a problem. I'm told that there is no fight in the dressing room, from what I'm told. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I'm told. But it's about how many players they have. It's too many in the same position.
So if Lacazette goes, very quickly, sorry, Shaheen, but if Lacazette goes, is there another target in mind? Because obviously Tammy Abrahams has gone now. We've been looking at him for a while. Vlahovic has been touted. Is there a particular target now if Lacazette does go?
For Vlahovic, I'm told that it is more than difficult. And I told that there is nothing advanced with Arsenal. I want to be 100% honest with you. It's really difficult. It's a pity because he's a fantastic striker, in my personal opinion. But at the moment, I'm told that there is nothing advanced. Also because imagine that Fiorentina turned down a proposal for 60 million euro from Atletico Madrid. So they want to keep the player, and it will be really difficult. And talking about strikers, yes, I'm sure that they want to sign a new striker if Lacazette goes, as you said, because it's not 100% sure. You have to find a solution for Lacazette, and it's not so easy on the market right now. So that's why they're a bit with a problem on this position now. And let's see if they can find a solution for Lacazette. I'm sure they will go for a new one. But Tammy Abraham was the first option. Lautaro was another option, but now he's set to stay at Inter, and it's going to discuss a new deal with Inter. So, it's a complicated market, because if you don't sell players, you're in a difficult situation like this.
And no one wants else.
So just to clarify, from what you know and what you've been told, they're sick.
Yes.
We don't know what's wrong with them. Just sick.
Yes.
And that's not street slang either, kids.
Yes, this is what I've been told. That I don't know if I'm right. This is what I told.
No. Obviously, we don't expect you to know. You know more than us. That's why we ask you. It's not always that we don't expect you to get everything right.
Sometimes in the dressing room happen things that also we from outside we can't know. But from what I'm told, at the moment they're sick. This is what I'm told.
Okay. Next topic is, I've always asked you this, Fabrizio, and I always have my fingers crossed that you tell me something different. So I'm going to ask you this again. There's again a lot of talks that is going around after what happened, that the board are actually maybe thinking about Arteta's position. Is that the case, or no? He's still very secure and they're not going to pull the trigger on him at all?
At the moment, I'm told the situation is still the same. They are with Arteta. Of course, disappointed because they were expecting something different from the start of the season. So the situation is not the best one, and we know, and you know better than me, but they are with Arteta. They're planning with Arteta. They are doing things on the market because Arteta also wants to do these kind of things. For example, Odegaard, or for example, Granit Xhaka extending the contract. Everything they are doing on the market is together with Arteta. It's not in a different position with the manager. Yes. So that's why I don't feel they're going to change something, or they are planning to change something. Then maybe let's see what happens in the coming months. I don't know. But as of now, the situation is still quiet around the manager.
Okay. Just before I carry on, I just want to ask everybody that is here, please subscribe to us, follow Fabrizio, follow us on Twitter. We're going to do another show after this 6 o'clock with Mo and Tom from Guna Talk, which we'll discuss everything that now we're talking about with Fabrizio in more details. We see pictures of Edu, having a barbecue and going on holiday quite a lot, Fabrizio, and we don't see that with any other clubs. And as you know, Arsenal were probably one club that needed to do more out of everybody out there because of the situation we're in. So us as fans, we're very, very worried about what's happening at Arsenal, because the problems that we're having is not being addressed. Again, from what you know, is this something that is because of inexperience of the board and Edu and Arteta, or it's difficult for everybody to sell players and bring in the right players in, because we're not seeing what's happening right now? And as for Arteta, is there a line, like the bottom, that if this line is crossed, then they'll look at his position? I thought it would be last season, finishing 8th, no European football. Maybe they'll bring in an experienced manager, but I think the standard is a little bit lower. So I don't know if you can tell us anything about that.
I don't know about exactly what he has to do to be in discussion by Arsenal board, but of course, they expect something important from Arteta this season, and this is sure because they were protecting him after the first season that was not good, and so they were protecting him. But now they expect something important from the manager. So the start was not good, but was at least one match. So they want to give him time to show the skills of the team, and once the team will be completed at the end of the window, we will see how it will develop in September, in October. So at the moment, they are protecting the manager. And talking about the market, the situation, I know what you're saying about Edu and about the board, but I can guarantee you that, because I know that Edu is working 24 hours for Arsenal and trying to find a solution, but it's not easy in this situation about the time you have, and also about how many players you have to decide on, because Arsenal have many good players, but many talents coming in the team. So, look at what happened with Balogun, with Nketiah, and many other players. These players are coming to the first team. And of course, as a fan, you want them to stay at the club, to develop at the club. If you are losing one young player, is always a fault of the board. So we are losing a talent. But then if they sell the players, it's not easy to manage the situation with young players too. So they need to make decision about these players, and sometimes it's not something so easy. So that's why in the market in general, imagine that I mentioned Manchester United, but look at many clubs are struggling and selling players also in other countries. Look at Barcelona. They are not able to sell one single player in the market because the other clubs know that they are looking for a solution for these players. And so the same is happening with Manchester United, with Lingard, for example. So it's a problem for many clubs. Let me say, let's judge what they will do at the end of the window, because we have 2 weeks, but these final weeks of the transfer, for Arsenal in particular, for clubs like Arsenal, Barcelona, that have many players to manage in the next days, it will be so important, and it will be so busy, so busy. I expect 2 busy weeks for Arsenal. So at the end of the window, we can have a final idea on the market, on the transfer window for us.
Fine.
Well, I'm going to be very honest, Fabrizio. I've got my serious doubts with Edu and his performance in the transfer window. We started on sort of the front line, so I want to take it back a notch, go back to the right back position, because a lot of people in this chat are going on about right back. What are you hearing with regards to Bellerin? This right back situation has been a big problem for us for a while now, and it's causing a problem for us in pre-season and now at the start of the season. It seems to be a targeted area by our opposition. I'm hearing potentially a swap between Bellerin and Tolisso from Inter. What are you hearing at the moment? And is there any particular targets that we are focusing on to bring in that position?
Yes, they're looking for a right back, as we know, since a long time. So this is 100% confirmed, and Bellerin wants to try something new. The problem in this deal is that everyone knows that Bellerin wants to go, and that Arsenal are prepared to sell him. And this is why many clubs are waiting maybe for the final week or the final days of the window to jump in the deal and try to find a solution, because they were trying with Inter, but he was never a first option for Inter. They were looking for something different. Let's see if from Spain they will have some opportunity, because I'm told that Spanish clubs are now looking at this situation, and let's see if something can become real, like Villarreal or something like this. You mentioned about Bayern. Bayern are looking for a right back, but they have different options. I'm told that Bellerin is not the main option now for Bayern, but maybe could be one of the options if they want to do some swap deal. So, it's something that will be really busy in the final days, but I'm sure that Arsenal will try to find a solution for Bellerin, because he wants to go, and Arsenal want to sign a new right back. So it's something that they need to manage. Imagine that the main target was Hakimi at the start of the window. You remember that they had the dream of signing Hakimi, but it was impossible because Paris Saint-Germain paid 70 million euro for him. So that's why now they have to find a good solution, but it's not easy. Everything is like a domino. If you sell a player, we can jump in another one, but it's the same for Lacazette, it's the same for Bellerin. That's why the situation is not easy, and that's why I expect the final 2 weeks to be really, really busy for us.
So no actual names of targets outside of the ones that we've... Dumfries is gone, Hakimi's gone. Yes. There's no actual names that we've got at the moment.
No, because I think that is not the priority now. They have the priority of number 10 now. So once they are okay with the number 10, I think they will focus also on the right back, if Bellerin will believe in the club.
A perfect segue for you then, Shaheen, number 10.
Yeah, well, midfield. I wanted to discuss the outgoings first.
Okay, go ahead.
Then we'll go with the incomings. Who's close to the exit door, Fabrizio? Anybody? Because there's quite a long list. Like you got Willian still, Kolasinac, El Neni. Obviously, as you said earlier, Xhaka has now signed the contract, so he's not going anywhere. Bellerin. Who else? Torreira.
Nketiah, Lacazette. Yes. Yes. There are many players. We have to see which club will find agreement with Arsenal to sign these players. But Kolasinac had something with Fenerbahce and with Nice also asking for him. Torreira has something in Italy with Lazio, but it's not the priority now. They are trying for Basic for Bordeaux, so that's why at the moment it's not close yet for Torreira. But they are looking for a solution, and in my opinion, they will find a solution for him. Nketiah have many clubs interested in him in England and in Bundesliga, so I think at the end they will find a solution. There are a lot of players, as you mentioned. Willian is another one. He will be leaving the club. They are looking for a solution also in other countries because it's not easy now to find the right one for him. But they are looking for a solution also for Willian. It will be everything in the final days. That's why it will be really, really busy. But I expect like 4 or 5 players to leave Arsenal until the end of the window.
Okay. And now in terms of incoming, as Lev was saying earlier, so the season has already started, Fabrizio. We still don't have a backup keeper. So if you know anything about this Ramsdale situation and why it fell through, anything except the price, right? That'll be good to know. You said they want to get a striker. This Odegaard situation as well, if you can give us some clarity, whether because this Maddison, it seemed to be the one they wanted, and then Odegaard became available. And now they're like, oh, let's get Odegaard. So what's happened in terms of the incomings? You said the priority is number 10. And then obviously he's a right back, backup keeper. So tell us something that would ease the pain, Fabrizio.
Yes, let me clarify about the number 10 that Odegaard has always been the main target. Always. It's true that they appreciate Madison, but they've never been in advanced tools for him because it was really difficult, and it is really difficult because Leicester are not under pressure to sell the player. He has a long-term contract, so it's not easy to sign him, and he's always been Odegaard the main target for Arsenal. He has a strong relationship with Arteta. He loves his life. He loved his life in London with Arsenal, so they are now waiting for Real Madrid to give the green light for Odegaard, but they have a bid ready to sign him on a permanent deal. So they want Odegaard, and Odegaard would be prepared to come back to Arsenal on a permanent deal this time. So in the next few hours and days, they will be negotiating with Real Madrid for Odegaard. And let's see if they can find an agreement. Also, talking about the goalkeeper, they had many options because also Nana was an option. Then they decided to go for something different. For Ramsdale, it was about the price. It was only about the price because I saw some reports saying that Arsenal were prepared to pay 28, 29 million euro for him. It's not like this. They are prepared to pay around 20, 21 million euro, not pounds, euros for Ramsdale. But from Sheffield, they want more than this. So that's why they have no agreement at the moment. I won't say that he's 100% finished for this deal because the player would love to join Arsenal. So there is still something open on this deal. But let's see in the coming days what happens because they want to sign him back a goalkeeper and he's in the list. And I will keep an eye also on Neto of Barcelona because it's not the priority now. It's not something advanced. But if Ramsdale deal will 100% collapse with Sheffield, they can go on Neto as option from Barcelona because also Barcelona need to get rid of players. And then as we said, striker is a position that they want to do something if they will be able to sell Lacazette. But now the priority is Martin Odegaard. They want to sign Martin Odegaard, and he's always been the first option.
Okay. Lev?
I've got my serious doubts with Odegaard as a sort of attacking type midfielder. For me, he's more of a conductor, an orchestrator, Fabrizio. So is there any news with regards to someone like Joachim Noah or any news with regards to any legs on this Coutinho rumor, for example? Because for me, Odegaard is a very tidy footballer, very good midfielder, an orchestrator, but for me, he's not a goal-scoring midfielder that we need. Are there any sort of news with regards to those two?
About Coutinho, what I was told when we had the first rumors about Coutinho and Arsenal, I think it was June, and I've been told no chance. We don't want Coutinho. So Coutinho was not in the list in June. Let's see what happens in the final days of the window when everything can happen. I don't know. But as of now, I'm still told that they are not negotiating for Felipe Coutinho. So let's see. I repeat, because maybe surprises are part of the transfer market at the end, and we will see. So, but he was not in the list 100% for Arsenal. So we will see what happens on this Coutinho side. Aouar is a player they love. They like Aouar, and they are still waiting to see what happens with Lyon. This is a completely different situation because they wanted a player, better than me last summer, and it was not easy to find an agreement with the player and with Lyon at the end of the window. But now he could still be an opportunity for Arsenal and Tottenham. They are both in contact with his agent, so they are still looking at the situation. And if Lyon will give the green light in the coming days, he could become an option for Arsenal too. So more Aouar than Coutinho at the moment.
Okay. Well, listen, Fabrizio, I know you got to leave. So it's a shame we can't do this any more, but I'm grateful for your time.
Thank you.
And I thank you for coming on. I hope that we got as much questions that people wanted to hear out of you. It's difficult, not difficult, busy time for you. You got to go on Sky here, there, and can we have you again before the end of transfer?
Yes. We will do it. We will do it 100%. Also,
we've got you recorded now, Fabrizio, so you can't turn that.
Right. You have my word. You have my word.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, very good, man. Listen, thank you very much for coming on.
I hope to bring you positive news for Arsenal fans and for you, because I really hope good times are coming. So let's hope. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank
Thanks,
you for coming on,
Thank
Fabrizio.
you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye. Right, guys, I'm afraid it was going to be a short one today because of his time limit, but we're back at 6 o'clock at Arsenal Lounge. We've got Mo, we've got Tom from Guna Talk, me and Lev will be here, and we're going to talk about everything that we just discussed now. We're going to talk about Arteta, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Fabrizio, I think when we asked him, do you buy it, and he laughed, I think it shows that maybe there is a little bit more to this from what I understand. But just thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, and hopefully we can see you again at 6 o'clock. Lev, you got something that you want to?
Well, look, there's a lot of questions I have, and someone in here, I think it was Michelle Schwartz, saying that I'm moaning. I'm not moaning, Michelle. I just want to know the truth, just like you guys, and I'm not just going to sit there and take it. If we're going to get these people on, let's ask the questions. With regards to Odegaard and all these sort of things, I've got so much to ask. With regards to Edu's performance, I've got so much to ask. With regards to Arteta's, so please join us at 6 o'clock. We're going to have Mo and Tom on here. We're going to get down and dirty and deep into this, and that's what I want to do. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Right. So see you guys at 6 o'clock. Thank you again for watching, and have a good afternoon, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.